8:10.
Again, we meet that man. He's Ron Johnson, 8:10. And Material Mum says she wants a chum for out of his lung to try to save a dying girl. 8:10. 8:20, we're talking Madonna. 25 to 9, a sneak preview of Toy Story 2 half-term blockbuster. And Dr. Hilary here to take your calls about fitness in old age. 20 to 9, he's doing that.
But getting us underway, first of all, he dared risk the wrath of farm.
Now then, we often hear, don't we, of people selflessly helping others. But just how far would you go to help a complete stranger? I wonder, how far would any of us go? Well, have a look at this man here. And this is Ron Johnson. He flew halfway across the world to donate 20% of his lung in an attempt to save the life of Lisa Ostrovsky. There she is there, bless her, with her little friend. She was a 10-year-old girl who suffered from cystic fibrosis. Tragically, Lisa died on New Year's Day, and that was 6 weeks after her operation. Such a shame. But Ron and his wife Denise join me now. Well, I can see from that picture there, Ron, part of why you did that. I mean, all of us would think we would do it, but not many of us actually do. What made you do that?
Well, it's a 10-year-old girl looking at me from out of a newspaper, and she was dying, and I think anybody would help if they can. I mean, it's...
But they wouldn't, you see, Ron. As I said, a lot of us would, and we see these cases all too often now about people who need organs donated desperately, bone marrow donated desperately, and we all sit and look and think how dreadfully sad it all is, but not many people actually do what you did.
Well, I think it's like if you saw a child going out into the street and there was a lorry coming along, and you know you could save that child, but you can't stop and say, well, perhaps somebody else will do it. But in this case, as soon as I saw that newspaper article, I could freeze time. I could freeze that lorry coming, and I could make my mind up whether I was going to help or not. So I'd got a week or so to decide.
She had a week to live at that stage,
she did. Well, she had a week to live once I got to the States. So that was the first time I heard about it was September. So she was still in Israel then. But you had time to make your mind up. So,
but I mean, it is incredible, especially as you have a fear of flying as well. And then you went halfway around the world, gave up 20% of your lung, and unfortunately, as we know now, Lisa died. Poor little girl. But you still think it was worth it, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I'll do it again tomorrow if need be. It was just such a tragedy that it didn't work out. But we had to give it a shot, and hopefully the surgeons will have learnt from the operation, and the next child that comes along, perhaps the operation will be better.
And they'll be able to save her.
And they'll be able to save the child, yeah.
Denise, what did you think about Ron doing this? Because after all, you know, he has your family, he has 2 sons to think about, he has you to think about. Were you behind him all the way?
I was, once I realised that he was serious and that he understood the implications, which I went through with him in some detail.
You didn't try to dissuade him at all? Because some people might think, although it was trying to save the life of one little girl, as I say, he has your 2 sons and you, some people might think, well, it's a bit selfish.
No, I didn't think it was selfish, but I wanted him to realise that there were serious problems that could happen afterwards, and we did discuss it with one of our sons who lives at home. The other one lives away, so we couldn't really discuss it in great detail with him, but they were anxious as well because of his health afterwards.
Yeah. And talking of which, Ron, how is your health now?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. I couldn't play football at the moment. I've got a broken rib and some infection inside.
You have swelling, don't you, around the scar?
But apart from that, I'm fine. You know, so bring back Tyson and I'll tackle him.
Oh, I would like to be in the ring with you, I can tell you. And are you still in touch with Lisa's family? There's a bond, there's a bond there.
We talk to them on the telephone or email every other day or so. And we were hoping to possibly get them to talk to us today, but there's a special, it's 30 days since everything happened, and they have a special service today.
Oh, right,
so they really couldn't talk to us today. But we're getting them over hopefully in June to Northampton so they can have a break away from everything and give them a holiday.
Oh, lovely. I'm sure they're glad they met you. They're really good Samaritan. Thanks very much indeed, Ron and Denise. Thank you for coming in this morning. Remarkable, isn't it?
A true act of goodness, Ron, in a world where there's not much of it about. I think you've tackled more than Tyson will ever tackle, actually.
Well, I just wish we had his money. The operation cost £800,000 and the family still owe £200,000, so they're in desperate straits. So I just wish Tyson would hand over a little bit of his cash.
$5 million, yeah. All right, thanks very much.
Well, you can see a documentary about Ron's good deed, his act of mercy. It's on Channel 4 tonight. It's on 9:30. You can look forward to that. Up next in our programme this morning, why material mother, Madonna, plans to get maternal for the sake of her 3-year-old. We delve into the pop superstar's secrets right after that.
Most of us would only ever do for a member of our closest